But I'm going in to talk to NASA, to talk to these people who are very intelligent astrophysicists. And they're building objects to throw up into interplanetary space. And I'm thinking, what am I going to talk to them about? How can I begin to frame the challenges and opportunities that come with the future? And I'm thinking to myself, and I'm thinking, I'm going into NASA. I got one shot at this. I got to put up a picture of George Jetson. I mean, I can't go into NASA and not put up a picture of George Jetson. Right? I got one shot at this. So I went on to Google Images, did a search, George Jetson. I found this picture of George. I found another picture of George, and I put this one up as well. And I spoke to NASA about the Jetsons. I spoke to NASA about science fiction. And what's so fascinating when you look at the Jetsons, this show which appeared in the 1960s? Think about what George was doing. George was logging on to FaceTime. He was logging on to Skype for chats with his boss. He was reading his news off the internet. You can take a show like the Jetsons, you can watch it today, and you can look at what has come true. We live in a world in which people make up science fiction, fantastic stories about what might happen in the future. And lo and behold, here's a period of time in which science fiction becomes true. I'm going to NASA, I'm going to talk to all these brilliant astrophysicists. These are the people, who were involved in building the Pioneer spacecraft, which are now billions of miles from Earth, the first objects to escape the solar system. And I'm thinking, I'm going to NASA, I'm talking to these people. I got to talk about Spock. I got to put up a picture of Spock. I got one shot with these folks. So I went online, dug up a picture of Spock. So fascinating is the picture that I dug up of Spock is the episode in which Spock has the medical tricorder. And in this show, Spock could take this medical tricorder, it's a medical device, and place it against, the side of the head of someone and instantly understand every medical condition that individual has ever had or every medical condition that individual was likely to develop in the future. What a fantastic concept in the world of healthcare. If we had a medical tricorder. And they predicted it in science fiction. And yet today we find ourselves in a world in which we have a collaborative global knowledge machine, and in which organizations, through things such as the X Prize, are challenging the global scientific community to accelerate their research into what is possible in the world of human endeavor. So Qualcomm has put together the Medical Tricorder Prize, challenging the global scientific community. Can you come up with this fantastic idea? We will award the team that develops it a $1 million prize. And lo and behold, at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory out west, a team of 20 scientists is developing the Xanadu. It's a medical tricorder. They're using crowdfunding initiatives. They're raising money online. They're selling it for $249 a pop. I bought one. Delivery date is expected within the year. Do you know what's happening here? The period of time between when science fiction is predicted and when science fiction happens is collapsing. And we are going to witness more change in the world of healthcare in the next 10 years than we have seen in the last 150 years.